What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I know a lot of you guys are interested in, and it's portable power. When you're out camping or overlanding or even bugging out, survival, power is important. Power to charge your phone, power to charge radios. Maybe you're in photography or video, you charge your drone batteries. A portable electric refrigerator, things like that. How do you do that? Well, you buy a portable power bank. Well, which one do you get? I don't know. I don't know which one to get because there's a lot of them out there, but I have one I think a lot of you guys out there on my channel will be interested in, and this one is the Jackery Explorer 1000. It's a very high quality, very tested portable power bank by a company called Jackery, and I think you guys need to take a closer look at this thing. Let's check it out. So this is the Jackery Explorer 1000. It's got the branding right there. And you've probably seen this all over YouTube. Jackery has made a name for themselves in the overlanding community and the outdoor community in general. Jackery is definitely starting to become one of the big names in portable power. And this one's called the 1000. They make several other different sizes. They make a smaller one, they make bigger ones. Matter of fact, they just released two brand new ones prior to me getting this. It's the 1500 and the 2000. I have the 1000, which was the biggest at the time that I got this in the mail. And for the record, Jackery did send this to me for testing. They sent me the 1000. They also sent me two 100-watt solar panels as well, and we'll talk about that more in a second. So the way I look at this is, if you're into camping, overlanding, or survival, the Jackery 1000 essentially makes it super easy to electrify your campsite or your vehicle. And you literally buy it, charge it up, and place it in your vehicle, and now your vehicle is ready to go. I mean, is it the most elegant setup to do that? I mean, you could build a custom powered system for your RV or your vehicle, but you don't have to. You can literally just buy this, put it behind the seat, and run wires from this, and you're good to go. Here's your LCD display with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power bars, as well as a percentage readout right here. This says 99% full. And then on the LCD screen here at the top, it says input. That's charging it. So if you're charging it either by a wall charger or the solar panels, it will tell you how much wattage is going into the battery pack. And then here it's got an output. That's how many watts are leaving the power bank to charge whatever you're charging: your cell phones, your drones, your cameras, your TV, your hot plate, whatever. It'll tell you how much power is being drawn from the unit here, which is nice. Down here you have a DC and an AC. You just hit the button for DC to turn it on, and now these are energized. If you don't want them to be energized, you turn it off. There's a little green button. You probably can't see it in the bright light, but yeah, that lets you know that this section here is energized. So for example, I have this electric blanket here that I keep in the vehicle in the wintertime because this is one of the best ways to stay warm without using a propane heater. All right, so let's test the electric blanket to see how many watts it draws from the Jackery. So I'm going to plug it into the 12 volt, then energize the DC, and we should see the output jump up here. There we go, 41 watts. That's not bad. And it'll probably go a little bit more. Yep, up to 45 probably. It's at 44 now. So that's not bad. 44 watts. You could probably run this thing easily overnight. And then depending on how you use this, you could probably use this for several nights. If you were in a cold situation where the power went out in your house and you needed to stay warm, you could put this by the bed and then plug in the blanket and stay warm. And if you had a splitter, you could probably do a couple blankets. So that's nice. You know, those folks in Texas that were freezing to death when that cold snap went through. A lot of people got really cold and the power went out. So some people got desperate and went into their cars and turned on the heater in their cars. And that's actually really dangerous when you sit in a car that is running. Many people have died from carbon monoxide poisoning because the carbon monoxide can seep into the cabin of your car, even if you're outside in your front yard. Sometimes if there's a leak in your exhaust system, it can go inside the car and kill you because it displaces oxygen. And I know at least 2 people in Texas died from starting their car and then trying to stay warm in their garage. I don't know if it was open or not, but if it was open, that's still a big risk. So it's better to have an electric power bank and an electric blanket than having some type of internal combustion, you know, gasoline powered energy source. And then over here you have 4 USB ports. On the top you have 2 USB type C's for your typical cell phones and even some drones. And then down at the bottom you have your standard USB ports. This is a 3.0 quick charge, and then just a standard one below that. So 4 options for your small electronics. And then let's turn that off. And then over here is your AC, or alternating current, pure sine wave, 110 volt, 1000 watts. So pretty much everything else you need to survive and or camp comfortably can be done with these 3 outputs right here. So for example, I have this IceCo, and this is their largest, biggest dual zone portable cooler. You can do regular refrigerator on one side and then freezer, like a freezer on the other, which is nice. And I'll be doing a full review on this one as well. But we brought this to Moab over at Arches National Park, and it was fantastic for a family of 5. There you go. And let's see how much energy this draws. Turn it on. Boom. So I can hear the compressor running over there. You can do all kinds of different settings right there in the menu, but essentially it's barely drawing 75 to 80 watts. So it's a very efficient portable cooler. And you have 1,000 watt capacity on this battery pack. You do the math. This can last you probably half a week to a full week just on battery pack alone, 24 hours a day. And that's not including supplementing the recharge with solar panels or plugging into shore power if you're an RVer. But in an emergency, you could have food for a week just off this one battery pack. That's pretty good, right? So what I have here is what normally is used by campers and overlanders. It's a portable propane cooktop. But if you're camping inside of a van or a vehicle and the weather's bad outside, you probably don't want to be burning propane inside your vehicle. So a lot of guys will use electric to boil water, make coffee, cook breakfast, whatever, cook dinner. It's a lot safer as far as emissions go because it's just a hot plate, right? So most hot plates are battery killers. I mean, they use a lot of energy just to make that piece of metal there hot. And a lot of power banks just can't run them. But the Jackery can. All right, so let's test the Black & Decker electric stove and see how much power it draws. So I'm going to go ahead and energize the AC section here. Plug that in and turn it up. And as you can see, these electric stoves draw a lot of power. That's 850, 860, 850, there we go, 860. So it's going to hover around 860 watts, which is well below the 1000 maximum. And you got 3 ports there. On the side here, you do have an LED light, and that's nothing powerful. It's just enough to see in a pinch. You do have an option to charge off your vehicle. So your cigarette lighter, 12 volt in your car, you plug it in right there, and that'll charge it as you're on your road trip. You can basically trickle charge this thing as you're driving. Or you can do a wall charger. You have this wall charger here. Plug that into any outlet at a house. Again, that goes right there. And by the way, if you charge from a vehicle or charge from a household outlet, it takes roughly about 7.5 hours to fully charge from dead, according to the manual. And it comes in this little pouch here to carry everything. And then you can actually carry this pouch inside the pouch in the back of those solar panels if you wanted to. The other option to charge this is with the solar panels. So these are optional. They don't come with it, but you can buy these. And they also came out with more powerful panels recently too. But these for sure can absolutely do the job if you want to save a little money, because whenever you get something more powerful, obviously that costs more money. But these are 100 watts each, which it says right there, 100 watt, 18 volt. They're semi-rigid, as you could see. So you can break these if you're too rough with them, but they are pretty dang durable. I took them to Moab and didn't have any issues with them at all. They're somewhat flexible. They got these built-in handles, and they also have built-in magnets, so you hold them, and then the brace just is velcroed on there. In the back there's a pouch, and then you can store the wire back here, as well as some other equipment that you might need to carry, but it's all self-contained. So the wires, they're pretty long. I'm not exactly sure how long these are. If I had to guess, these are probably 10-15 feet long. So they have an available splitter, so you can connect both of these solar panels together into one connection here. I believe this is an Anderson connection, right? And then this red on red goes right there, and there's nothing to it. Once you plug it in, it literally will start telling you how many watts are going back into the battery bank here, and they're putting back in over 50 watts of energy back into the lithium ion rechargeable 18650 cells that are in here. I don't know how many cells are in this thing, but there's a whole bunch of them in here, and that's essentially what you're using is 18650 lithium ion rechargeable battery cells. There's a lot of variables involved: the direction of the sun, the time of day, clouds, things like that. Even if your solar panels are dirty, it's not always going to be an exact 200 watts going back in here. So right now, the way the sun is today, it's putting back in roughly 80 watts back into the battery bank, and I saw it go up to 120. So again, anything that passes in front of the sun and anything that messes with these solar panels, it's gonna bounce up and down here. So the dimensions for the Jackery 1000, in case you're wondering, for storage, maybe you're building a cabinet for this, or you have a cabinet for this for storage, roughly it's going to be 13.1 inches wide, 11.1 inches tall because of the handle, and then 9.2 inches deep. So one of the questions I know inevitably is going to be asked is, can I run an accessory while it's being charged? And the answer is yes. It's designed to do that. So I have the solar panels hooked up now, and I can plug anything in here and you can still run it no problem. If you wanted to plug it into the wall and run something, you can do that as well. Or if you wanted to plug it into your 12 volt in your vehicle and plug it into your vehicle while you're driving, and then also use this as your accessories output for whatever you're running in your car. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, why would I spend so much money on a Jackery 1000? Like, really, what am I getting for my money? Well, you're getting tried and true, tested technology that a lot of overlanders and campers already use out in the field, that's been tested and works great. High quality. You know, the origins of the company Jackery come from Apple. I don't know all the details, but I know some of the employees came from Apple and branched off on their own to do this venture here, and they're doing really good, and the quality is really high quality. This actually is very well made and well put together. And also too, one of the big things with these things, because you're spending a lot of money, I mean, I'm guessing roughly $1,000 ballpark for a 1000, and you're buying safety, right? This thing's not going to blow up on you, and it has a lot of built-in protection. So let me read off some of the protections it has. It has under voltage protection, over voltage protection, over current in charge and discharge protection, short circuit charge and discharge protection, over temperature in charge and discharge protection, and overcharging voltage protection. So there's a lot of safeties built into this that maybe cheaper power banks don't give you. So that's nice. And then of course, warranty, right? You can probably buy all kinds of different power banks out there, but do they stand behind their product? So with the Jackery, you're going to get 24-month warranty. Of course, I'm sure it's got to be limited, to manufacturer's defects and things like that. But for the most part, right out of the box, if you don't abuse it, they'll take care of you for 24 months if something goes wrong with this thing. So that's nice. Again, not a lot of companies do that. And then lastly, if you have any questions about your Jackery, they have a lifetime technical support program. So you can call their number and ask them any questions and they'll help you. So that's another big one. These smaller, cheaper companies out there, yeah, they may be cheaper and you're saving a couple $100, but you don't have the quality, you don't have the built-in safeties, and you don't have the warranty, and you don't have the customer support. So that's what you get when you pay for a Jackery, in my opinion. If you guys want to buy one of these for yourself, go ahead and hit the link below the video. I should have some links there for you guys to purchase one of these. I am an affiliate with Amazon, so if you use the Amazon link, it does support my channel. Or you can use the direct link to Jackery as well. So let me show you how you can convert a minivan into an RV in just 10 minutes. What I have here is my very much loved, very versatile 2013 Toyota Sienna minivan. It's a limited edition all-wheel drive, so it's one of the few vans that have all-wheel drive. And it's a limited edition, so it has heated leather seats, blind spot monitoring, backup camera, entertainment system, 2 sunroofs in there. But yeah, I love this thing. When it was brand new, this thing was like $50,000. Look at that, leather heated seats, beautiful. Let me go ahead and show you the inside. Look at that. So if you really needed to go camping and be relatively safe inside your vehicle, you could do it with this. Look at that, I didn't even take out the baby seat. I still have one more seat in here. I could take that one out too and have even more room. I have a sleeping area right here. This is easily, I don't know, 6.5, 7 feet. Got a pad underneath for comfort, pillow, electric blanket to stay warm if it gets pretty cold at night, because this van is not insulated. And if you really wanted to get fancy, you could build a raised wooden platform here for storage. So then you could have a nice flat bed with storage underneath for extra clothes and supplies and food and stuff like that. My ice-cold dual zone freezer fridge being powered by the Jackery 1000. Pretty nice, right? And I can plug that into the cigarette lighter over there and charge it when I'm driving. And then here's my Black & Decker hot plate, so I can boil water, make coffee, make some noodles, whatever. Filtered water, I could literally pull water out of a river and put it right in here, and it'll filter pretty much any water you can find on earth. And then just extra water, just because having water is always good to have to stay clean and healthy. And then my Camco cassette toilet. See, if you have to go potty, you have one. You don't have to go looking for a gas station or dig a hole out in the field. You have a toilet right here, and it has, if you look right here, if you've never seen one of these before, it has an airtight sealed chamber. So when you use the bathroom, you pump this and water will flush your pee or your poo down into a separate chamber, and you're good to go. And then when you want to empty it, you just unclick this, carry that into the toilet, and just put it in the toilet and flush it. Pretty cool, huh? And then here's the solar panels. Of course, I would only do this when I'm actually camping. that's just a quick look at how you can use the Jackery 1000 to power pretty much anything and make it into a camper or an RV in 10 minutes. Pretty cool, right? And this is all-wheel drive, so I can go a lot of places with this thing. I'm thinking about contacting Journeys Off-Road because they make a lift kit. I think you could lift this up to, I think, 3 inches and then put all-terrain tires on there. So if I wanted to go with method wheels and some Toyo open country off-road tires, I could do that. I would look crazy probably on a van, but it probably would look pretty cool too, though, having a lifted all-wheel drive minivan. We'll see. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hit that like button to support my channel. I appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos, because you never know when I'm gonna upload a video or what kind of video I'm gonna upload. And leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Jackery portable power stations. And also let me know what you think about my 10-minute camper van. Built this in 10 minutes. Pretty cool, right? All right, guys, take care. Have a good one.